Ilia could knock heavyweights out. We've seen that. He can knock anyone out when he touches them. I think Ilia versus Islam is the biggest fight the UFC can make, hands down, in my opinion. You've got two weight world champions. One will try go for greatness and be the first triple champ of all time. So it's an absolutely gigantic fight. Like, you cannot beat around the bush. You have to just state the obvious and understand it. However, I don't know if the UFC want to do that, because then you slow down two divisions. But is it worth it? If they're going to get the money in return and the business is there and the people want to see it, the UFC will do it. So it's an interesting topic. I don't believe they're going to do it right now. I think when you've got the likes of Sarukian and Paddy and Gaethje, they need to have that belt competed at lightweight, and Ilia needs to defend that belt. Islam just won the belt and has to fight a welterweight. Do you know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. But it absolutely is the biggest fight in the sport you could make right now. Way bigger than anything to do with John Jones and Aspinall and Pereira, in my opinion.
Islam versus Ilia is no longer just a fantasy matchup. A subtle hint from Dana White has already set the MMA community buzzing. The moment that comment surfaced, analysts jumped into action. Fans quickly chose some.
Ilia Topuria taking on Islam Makhachev. I like that fight. That's a great fight. But here's the question. Is it at 155 or is it at 170?
It's unfair at 170.
I mean, I think Ilia Topuria...
Michael, I know he could win. I know he could. But I think there's like you kind of owe it to competitiveness. To 155 this. I know that Ilia gets the third opportunity at belt, but at no fucking point in UFC history should Ilia Topuria and Michael Morales be in the same weight class. That is something that I don't want to see that listed. Like, at one point, Ilia was at 170 and Michael Morales is a 170 pounder. Like, he just isn't a 170 pounder. Like, that is the case. He can be a featherweight that moves up to lightweight. But I think at 170, the difference would be too much. With Makhachev, it's not limbs. It's not height.
Yeah.
He's not the tallest guy at welterweight. He's not going to have the longest reach at welterweight, the frame like this. It's the back. When he's on top, you can see his back and his torso. It's like, yeah, you're not getting up from this.
Yeah.
This is a different type of grappling that you got to watch out for. Maybe Ilia could... Listen, doubting Ilia has become like a loser's profession. Like, that's just that's not the thing you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't doubt Ilia because he'll make it happen. And maybe he'll get in Makhachev's head a little bit as well. JDM was kind of just sort of staying calm in the build-up. And, someone will ask him a long-winded question and he'll go, yeah, we'll see. And that's it. JDM. There's no way that's going to sort of get under Makhachev's skin in any way. But Ilia could poke the bear a little bit. He could poke things and pick on things and go this way and get his MMA guru on with rattling Makhachev and his fan base.
Right. And nearly every voice in the sport began weighing in with their opinions. This isn't just a fight that could shake up a single division. It has the potential to impact the entire sport. Let's take a closer look at what experts are saying. Joe Rogan highlighted Khabib's training camp as a strict, no-nonsense environment where distractions don't exist. No nightlife, no social media, no shortcuts, just an intense focus on training and recovery. That's the system that shaped Islam into the fighter he is today, a version capable of matching up with Ilia Topuria. When a competitor forged in that kind of pressure meets a precise and dangerous striker like Ilia, it feels less like a contest and more like a clash of styles. The composed, strategic grappler versus a fearless, explosive challenger.
I mean, Ilia's got to go out there and beat Justin Gaethje. He's got to go out there and beat Paddy, whoever he beats. He's got to go out there and get the job done. But Ilia, I'm so curious if Islam can do this to Ilia. Ilia, he matches that skill set. And I just feel like it would be a lot closer of a fight than Jack versus Islam was.
I had unbelievably grueling training sessions. And, that was one of the things that was so apparent, like with his endurance and their discipline was like second to none. They were like, no girlfriends, no phones, no bullshit, no video games. Fuck you, we train.
Yeah.
And recover, train, eat, recover, train. And you wanna really be a champion, this is how you have to work. And this is how Islam Makhachev is so good. That's why Khabib is so good. Those guys are disciplined.
Ilia, however, isn't staying silent as this narrative unfolds. After Rogan praised Islam's disciplined grind, Ilia responded with criticism, suggesting that a champion who depends on an entire camp just to sharpen wrestling may already be showing vulnerability. He even invited Islam to test himself in Georgia, hinting that a lack of intensity could be his downfall. Meanwhile, Javier Mendez stepped in to defend Islam, calling his recent performance one of the most...
There's no emotion in Islam and he's boring. But I mean, how could you say that moment was boring, right? It was one of the most historic moments in the welterweight division now, right? In Madison Square Garden, an absolute domination. 19 minutes and 10 seconds of control time for Islam. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, it was incredible. And, you know, I mean... As a fighter, you got to try to mark up the fights and get everybody involved, and he does a great job of doing that, you know. So let's see what happens, you know. If the UFC offers him, then no problem. I mean, I can't answer for Islam, but I'm saying no problem. Islam and his, you know, Ali, you know, who I consider the greatest manager in the business, will do the right thing for Islam. So, you know, but let's face it, you know, we're going to meet him eventually, whether it's the White House or whether it's another time. Let the UFC decide that, I say. But we're going to meet him eventually if he wants to continue to come up. But I seriously doubt Islam will want to come down. And for him, it's the first time anybody will ever go for a triple, right? He'll be the first triple challenger for it. So that would be a monster fight for the whole world.
Dominant displays ever seen in the UFC. According to Mendez, Ilia's comments are simply part of promoting the fight. Still, he made one thing clear. If Ilia continues rising, a matchup between the two is unavoidable. Whether at welterweight or beyond, their paths are likely to cross. Michael Bisping, on the other hand, remains skeptical. He views Ilia's claims about Islam moving up to 170 as nothing new, and doesn't believe this fight will happen anytime soon. In his opinion,
people are going to say stuff like that because they want to fight each other. So he's trying to poke the bear and he's trying to get that matchup. Ilia says that Islam ran away to 170 because he was scared of Ilia and all the rest of it.
No, he knows that I'm dangerous. He knows that I'm going to put him to sleep. Even Khabib.
That's what fighters do. Don't put too much stock into that.
He said you're like the most boring fighter in the UFC or something like that. Can you give us your full thoughts on a fight with him now?
No injury, nothing. I don't feel any pains. I'm ready. Who is going to be next? Let's do this.
Ilia Topuria is going to come out and say that because he wants that fight. Could you imagine if Ilia Topuria was afforded the ability to go up and become a 3-weight division champion? Again, I say it all the time. No one's ever done that. And I don't think that's what's going to happen here just yet. I think Ilia's going to defend. We don't know who it's going to be. Could be Ahmed Sarukin because he's fighting next week in Qatar. It could be Paddy. It could be Justin Gaethje. But he's got to fight one of those. And he's probably going to defend a couple more times as well before he even thinks about going up to welterweight. And then when you look at welterweight, I mean, what is going to happen there? Because the welterweight division is ridiculous right now. Of course, Michael Morales has a claim to fight for the belt because he's 19-0. He's undefeated and just knocked out Sean Brady. You've got Carlos Pratis that just sparked out former champion Leon Edwards in devastating fashion, did something that no one's ever done to Leon Edwards. So he's got a shot. You've also got Shavkat Rakhmonov that was the #1 contender, but then he got injured. You've got Bilal Muhammad going up against Ian Gary. Ian Gary's making a lot of noise saying that he wants to fight for the belt as well. And then, of course, after all that, you've got Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian nightmare. So there is no shortage of opponents. Oh, you've also got Joaquin Buckley.
And Ilia still has unfinished business at featherweight, with several strong contenders waiting for their shot. Ali Abdelaziz also weighed in, openly questioning Ilia's approach. He emphasized that Islam has already defended his title multiple times, while Ilia hasn't even secured a single defense yet. His advice was straightforward. Focus on building a solid legacy, keep winning fights, and locking your position first. He also warned that creating hype through online drama can backfire once a fighter steps into the cage.
I don't understand this guy. He's just, my opinion, just be yourself. You have to be yourself. And I think, I met this guy before. He's a decent guy, honestly. He's nice. But in a way, we get this thing from him, you went there, you haven't even defended your title once. You understand? Islam definitely 4 times. You know, have a couple of fights. Islam will fight him. It's no problem. But in a way, why Islam? What Islam have benefit of beating Ilia Topuria, right? Is like almost not beating Dylan Dennis. It's like, because Ilia Topuria is one of the greatest fighters right now. Honestly, he's so good. Honestly, but in a way, you're gonna be in the cage 20 pounds less than Islam. You understand? You know, and create your own legacy. Build your own self. You're young. You're hungry. You're good. You know, make your money. Run your contract out and get a new contract. You understand? And fight Islam for big prize money. Let Islam do his thing. You do your thing. And after that, you guys fight. But in a way, I feel he's taking a page out of Connor's book. When big fights on, you get on Twitter and write, and you get attention. Earn your own attention. Live your own legacy. Don't live legacy of other people.
Chael Sonnen criticized the premature hype, pointing out how frustrating it is to promote a fight without a confirmed venue or a fully developed card. Still, he recognizes the potential of Islam versus Ilia. He praised Ilia's ability to dominate larger opponents and sees this as a serious challenge for Islam. However, Sonnen noted that the fight lacks a deeper historical narrative, since there's no established legend being dethroned. Sonnen also pointed out Ilia's bold and direct mindset. He's not vague about his intentions. He clearly explains how he plans to dominate in grappling, wrestling, and overall control. He's even offered opponents the chance to train alongside his team in preparation.
Dialogue around the White House card is annoying. It's annoying to try to book a card that is not yet built at a venue that does not yet exist, to place an octagon who has not yet been constructed for the space. I do think it's annoying. But I do think that Ilia and his match with Islam is the match they're building towards main eventing on that card. So how are you going to get him there? Ilia went and did his part. Ilia showed I can beat the big guys. I can control the big guys. You want to do another big guy? I mean, the ultimate way for Ilia to really show us, and I'm saying Ilia, I mean Islam, for Islam to really show us, the ultimate way for him to show us I can do this work would be against Kamaru Usman. That's the one where we all stand back and go, okay, there's a changing of the guard. This doesn't feel like a changing of the guard, because we didn't have an old guard.
Sonnen respects Ilia's fearless and straightforward approach, but believes that even in defeat, Ilia would remain a top contender due to his skill set and reputation. Kamaru Usman, however, dismissed the idea of this fight, arguing that it doesn't benefit Islam. Moving up to welterweight presents more risk than reward, and losing to a featherweight could seriously damage Islam's legacy. Ian Gary shared a similar view, agreeing that while the fight could be massive, it might disrupt 2 divisions. Islam still has responsibilities at lightweight, and Ilia needs to defend his featherweight title. According to Gary, the timing just doesn't work. Meanwhile, Bilal Muhammad added that although this would be a tough test for Ilia, it could also be an opportunity for him to shine. He believes Ilia possesses the tools needed to potentially finish Islam. Sean O'Malley also joined the discussion, calling this a highly technical matchup between 2 elite fighters. Both competitors operate at an exceptional level, combining striking, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu in ways few others can. For him, it's a dream fight for fans. Now it's your turn. How do you think this fight would unfold? Can Islam's grappling control secure him the win, or will Ilia's knockout power and fearless style lead to an upset? Share your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss updates on this potential blockbuster showdown launch.